let's see here. Let's see. Cool, 70% better life. Anyway, so if that red light is to be believed, I believe we are live now here on our first episode of the new year. Welcome everyone to a new exciting episode of Low Key on the Weird Libertarians Network, Low Key Wall. I am your host for this evening. My name is Harry, aka the Moving Target. This is welcome to our the first episode of the new year. This is our I want to say like it's like the pop culture and entertainment show on the network is what we do. For all those who are new, this is what the show is. Thank you for downloading your feed, but it is wondering what it was, and you started the new year, and it's like this thing keeps coming out consistently. We are a live show Mondays at 9 Eastern Standard Time, which like we are right now. So if you're listening to this on as a podcast, please come in on YouTube or Twitch and listen to us live here. Come and hang out with us live on air. We really do appreciate it. But as you guys know, I don't fly solo, and I am joined here with partner crime, Vincent. Vincent, when you go say hello to the people, I go yell at the other guy.
Hello, everybody. Over the past like half an hour, we were doing mic checks and stuff. I think we came up with the best pitch for a DC movie / TV show possible, which is just Birds of Prey. But in the middle of it, Nightwing is also there in the background, and there's actual Barbara Gordon and Nightwing having a domestic dispute while she's trying to help the Birds of Prey get stuff done, which would be very interesting to have like a very realistic argument between two people that have been dating for a long time,
and have like the whole crime and superhero thing is just like, oh, it's just background noises. Like how you would call any of your like loved ones at work and just have an argument with them while they're doing work.
Right. It's just the simple fact that her talking about how Nightwing isn't even a bird and talking about his mullet.
Yep, and mullet. Yeah, just complete dunking on Nightwing. More his concept, not his like abilities. We still want him showcased as like he is a beast. He's a badass. He completely like he's trained by Batman. So
right. The whole point is like throughout the whole movie, he's fighting like a villain in the background. So like Clayface or somebody that's like not as crazy like the Riddler. Yep. He's fighting the Riddler in the background the entire movie. And he like finishes and comes to Barbara. He's like, "Why didn't you help me? You have a whole team that could have helped me fight Clayface, and you were busy doing what?" He's like, you fought Clayface plenty of times before. You're fine.
Did you beat him when you were 16?
Did you beat him when you were 13?
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So like, yeah. Our little small fanfic, and if you also like fanfics, you'd be you'd be a huge fan of Reinhold. Who also likes fanfics. Reinhold, you gonna tell everyone your Tumblr page so you can find your fanfics?
It's a live journal. You need to go to livejournal.org and find it there. That's where they all were at for fanfics originally. They were all in LiveJournal.
Yeah. Now
LiveJournal, then it became fanfic, and then like Wattpad and stuff like that.
Yep.
Well, wow. Can't wait to read your Captain Jack Harkness and Captain Spock crossover fanfic, Reinhold.
I was watching Doctor Who last night. Saw an episode of the new Who with Captain Jack in it. Come back to rescue the latest Doctor. It was really fun to watch.
It's Captain Jack Harkness.
Yeah, the best thing is when she looks at him at first and goes, "Have you had work done?" He looks at her like, "You're one to talk."
God, man. John Barrowman just drips charisma. He just drips it everywhere he goes. Love the guy. That's one thing. Like that's why I was really excited. Like Reinhold, like teasing the idea of more Supernatural coming back, because I would love if they finally got John Barrowman in Supernatural. I would freaking love it. even if it's like a bit part or something like that, or they just try to do like a Housewives reunion, try to bring the girls from Housewives and John Brown in there to do a reunion, or a town based on how they're not the real Housewives, but it's all right. So a lot of people probably
They're just Stepford Wives instead.
Oh man, good old John Barrow, man. I also like we're gonna try to get ready to introduce the topic, but I'm gonna go off the rails real quick before we introduce the topic because we're off the rails. If anybody haven't a topic yet introduced, but I'm a huge Torchwood fan. Torchwood is really installed me into the Doctor Who fandom. Like before, I was an occasional Doctor Who watcher. Like I understood what was going on, but I wasn't like in it until I watched Torchwood. And I don't know, Torchwood grabbed me and didn't let go.
Torchwood had a vibe.
Yeah, it had a vibe. Yeah, definitely.
Very adult vibe to it.
Yeah. It was like it was trying to do that to try to separate itself, but I think also like the idea, a lot of it, like if you did watch Torchwood, it didn't have most of the time didn't have that magical Doctor comes and saves everybody thing that happens, but that's the message of the Doctor. I'm not dissing that part of the Doctor. I like that about Doctor Who, but like when you watch Torchwood, it's like people die. we're not the Doctor, we, even if we try to do anything like that, and then they bounce it out with like which is kind of like the BBC cinematic, not cinematic universe, because as Sarah Jane Smith comes all in the Doctor Who universe, which was great because the Adventures of Sarah Jane Smith, crossing over with Torchwood, then crossing over with back into the main show of Doctor Who. It's great time.
R.I.P.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, when I grew up, that was my Doctor, was the fourth Doctor, right? So Tom Baker, long scarf, and Sarah Jane, and so to see her come back was amazing. See her get her spinoff was great, and then to hear that she had passed was a little devastating.
The show is great. If you fan of Doctor Who of the universe, watch The Adventures of Sarah Jane. It's an amazing series. Which is even better is when they do bring the Doctor in. I love oh man, it's I don't know, it's like it's the BBC kind of did their single universe kind of like you did it okay. They did it, did it right. It's but it, I don't
there
know,
was the one show
that
took place in the school, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Had one season, and I don't think it was really as successful as they were hoping it to be. But
it was like a kid show, right? Wasn't it meant for kids? Really?
Well, I mean, Sarah Jane's technically a kid show too, but
yeah.
Technically, Doctor Who was supposed to be. I mean, it started out as a kids show to teach the history to kids.
But you could sell better ads to adults.
Yeah. You can sell more merchandise to adults too.
That's true. Everyone was like, "Man, why did Top Gear get so popular?" Well, you see, these car manufacturers have lots of money. With their car features, because if their car is on Top Gear, it is probably going to be more of a chance of being purchased. I really feel that like a lot of people watching Top Gear as much UK, anyways. Which it's still a premier show, like when it comes to cars, but it's never, like it was when it had Jezza, Richard Hammond, the Hamster, and Captain Slow. So
it was always my favorite. Captain Slow was my guy, man.
Yeah, yeah. I did like Evers. I really did like when they were hiring on, because like Matt LeBlanc on, I was like, okay, I don't know if I wanted Matt LeBlanc, but after seeing Matt LeBlanc on there, like Matt LeBlanc did a great job. That's me. I don't know. Then what's his name? Oh crap! I proved the other guy, and he was talking. He did a really good segment on living with an EV. you know, which like he made how to live with an EV like the correct way. This is how you're supposed, like, it's like until the infrastructure or anything gets into place for an EV, this is how you have to live with EV. Your EV is your runabout poop around car around town. That's all it is for. Going to quick to the shop, going to go do this, it's simple like that, and you bring it home to charge. But if you need to go anywhere outside that range, you just turn your petrol car on and you go. But if you're just going down to grab some groceries and come back, just use the electric. And I was like, yes, finally. It's just like, it's just more of a supplement, so I can use it if I don't need it. And I was like, yes, this idea of replacement, no, it doesn't work. It's not going to work yet. Not even there. Not even in the ballpark. Not even there. But, yeah. But that's besides the point. Just like like that awful. I hate it. All right, so I need to introduce the topic, but I'm going to go for it. So
if we introduce the topic before half past, then we've done something wrong.
All right, that's right. So like in the wall chat, Dear Leader posted article about these people complaining about their Tesla in the wintertime. And I was put in I abandoned it because I felt I was put in a weird position on defending Tesla while also hating Tesla.
So you were doing the to be fair.
And I didn't want to. That's kind of abandoned it. So I just dropped a video like I can't do it. Because to be fair, driving a EV in the winter is completely different than driving a ice car in the winter, because like a lot of people like in their like dumbly, and I just don't do this if you have a modern car. By modern car, I mean anything from 2000 and on. Turn your car on and let it sit there for 30 minutes. Do not do that to your internal combustion engine. It's not designed to do that. You're tearing your car up. But it's warm, Harry. It's warming things up. No, don't do that. You're tearing your car up. It is, if it wants to go, it does not want to idle. You're just you're ruining you're ruining your car. But when it comes to EVs, it is okay to preheat it like your oven. You turn it on while it's connected to your house power, and you let it heat itself up before you go. You turn the heater on.
I think there's something really weird going on in the Monday Night Football game. Something very sad happening.
Uh-oh. Something sad's going on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, apparently they're doing CPR on one of the players, and they keep cutting the commercials because they want to show it.
What? All right. First off, this is intriguing. Two, right? Are you watching football while we do this?
No. Somebody mentioned it in the chat, and I was looking at. I was just like, "What's going on?" So I wanted to check it out. Okay. Now I'm switching over to Twitter. I don't have the ability to watch Monday Night Football because I don't have ESPN. So there's that.
You don't have Disney Plus?
I have Disney Plus.
I thought Disney Plus came with ESPN, came with Disney Plus.
No, I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, I thought it was like, okay, maybe they used to have that bundle. Was trying to get people in the initial. I thought, I don't know. I never got ESPN or Disney Plus too. I did know that Speed is back. Speed. So like, if you guys remember the old Speed channel,
Velocity.
Like aka Velocity, then it was first bought up by Motor Trend. Well, the guys who did the original channel, they're back. They made another channel. It's just starting back out right now, and it felt good watching it because like they had some of the archives of the older shows, and they like the idea of like they're coming back. Like we're gonna.
Well, some of the old shows were still on Motor Trend, right? Mm-hmm. So I could still see them. That's why I was. Are they getting all those and moving them back over? Are they getting the rights to them and moving them back?
It looks like they're going to try to get some of the rights back from some of the shows, or get some of the people back, and or try to get some of the people, because Motor Trend, like new show topic, which I thought
halfway in. We're good.
Anyway, so like the what is, because Motor Trend as a magazine and a culture icon, and I understand their culture importance, they have crapped on that. Especially now they got a TV channel. It's not about that anymore. Ed China ran into this with Wheeler Dealers, where if you ever watch the old BBC show Wheeler Dealers, right? And Ed China would go almost painstakingly Ed China's a really great, a famous mechanic who built a lot of different things like that. A really tall guy, famous for his orange gloves. You ever seen like some guy working on cars, orange gloves? It's probably this gigantic man named Ed China. Amazing mechanic. And we would go in painstaking detail on how he fixed things and where he fixed things, would bring the camera in very slowly, like this is how we're doing. And actually, so it's not like that quick-ish, oh yeah, and I swapped this engine out and I made it look like it took me 15 minutes. He was like, this is how long this is really will take you if you decide to do this. And he'd let you understand the difficulties of it and zoom in and show you what he's doing. Like when he did the so you wouldn't be scared. Like, okay, if you have to reupholster like your convertible, this is how you do it. It's really difficult. It's really hard, but this is the payoff. Instead of like the Motor Trend, it's like, and we got this out real quick. Look, we did it in 5 minutes. It's all done. We're done. Quick. Next thing. Next product. Yeah, so yeah. Which, hey, I was a huge Ed China fan. Ant, who took over for Ed China on Wheeler Dealers, is a great mechanic too in his own right. And I can understand him trying to he doesn't have that history like Ed China did of like this is how I did my craft, as I did my show. And Ed China moved to YouTube, which he. I'm sure he loved doing YouTube channels like that and doing stuff like that. And he wants to do other projects for other people. And, I feel like he's just doing things not behind a camera, but he's just doing projects for people, which I miss Ed China's work because, like I said, he would showcase what he's actually doing. Like I think on his YouTube channel was doing like the Land Rover project. Like if you literally bought a Land Rover that was sitting in like the mud and the bunk and you pull, like it out, like how do you really get this thing started? Like if you pull something out, you really the idea of like I got this car at the junkyard, this should be, I watch people do this all the time and swap things out and get it started. Like no. And like watching him sit there do trial and error on this Land Rover, like I loved watching him do this instead of just get things fixed, or like how to do different things, which I also liked with like the blog thing with Ed China when someone asked him like why he always has his gloves on, because a lot of mechanics, especially us DIY like shade trees and stuff like that, we don't like wearing these plastic gloves. And he goes like, wear your damn gloves, because I will tell you, if you've done it for decades, you will go to the doctor one time and you will find out that you have hydrocarbons in your blood and your cancer risk will start jumping because your skin is absorbing the oils and everything else. Wear your damn gloves. Yeah, so Ed China got me to wear gloves. I was like, okay. She's like, whatever, just oil. Not if you're covered in oil all the time. So yeah. I saw the chat, Reinhold, and hope that person is doing okay. Mm-hmm. It's wow. All right. Anyway, so today's topic, if you can read the banner, we're going to talk about what was our best things about 2022 and what we are hyped for coming up in 2023.
The reason I use discoveries is because not everything was more of new to us in 2022, instead of it being this is something that came out in 2022 or I'm exclusively talking about new content of 2022. It's more of this is the things that we stumbled upon in 2022 that we thought was great and we wanted to share, be it movies, TV shows, YouTube channels, whatever.
All right. Well, I'm going to kick it off with one of the things I discovered in 2022 and I got really into is a YouTube channel called The Virtual Reality Show. Thea and sometimes which I think she dates Thrill, which is another VR person on there, what pulls on there, and they talk about cool virtual reality news and things are going on in the virtual reality space and playing things in virtual reality. And it's really neat. So if you're ever curious about virtual reality, it was one of the places I discovered really big in 2022 to really let me show me more things or understand, because I had a lot of questions and I don't have a lot of people in my close circle that does VR. So it was neat be able to listen to someone talk about it, and just tell me what I'm going into. And it was really neat because they spent this year building basically because like it's a podcast, which they built a podcast studio in VR chat, so you can go and watch the virtual reality show. Which is, I think I've done it once in Pank because I don't have a VR headset yet. I'm having trigger anxiety on which headset to get. I have the money to get the Index, but it's just like I feel like I'm gonna buy this and they're gonna launch the Index 2 or something goofy. Because like Valve can count to 2.
They can't count to 3.
Can't count
two.
to 3.
They can.
But 2, it's 2. Yeah, so that's one of my best discoveries of 2022, discovering that YouTube channel.
Well, on YouTube, I've really fell into the rabbit hole of people who get really in depth with things that I kind of care about, but because they're in depth with it, it makes me care about it. So the first example, of course, is CoffeeZilla, who really started getting really big this year because of his deep dives and research into people doing crypto scams and crypto, like basically lying using crypto schemes. And through that, they actually did a massive 6-part series that he did with Some Ordinary Gamer, was another YouTuber I ended up getting into this year because of it, about the Save the Kids coin, which is basically a bunch of influencers decided that we're going to make this cryptocurrency, and with this cryptocurrency, we're going to use this money for orphans and to save kids. And then it turns out that they didn't actually do that and just sold it off as fast as possible and didn't actually care about the kids at all. And them doing this massive 6-part deep dive into following all the prints back to who did it and who started it. Another deep dive person was Super Eye Patch Wolf, who does a lot of interesting concepts of deep diving into stuff. So he did a deep dive into liminal spaces, where because of how the back rooms got really big, he decided to do an actual looking into liminal spaces and why people are fascinated with the concept of liminal space and what liminal horror is compared to what he considered the backrooms a different kind of horror, when liminal horror is more of you walk into a space and there's definitely something that's off about this space, but you can't put your finger on it. Next week is Scourger.
Next week. Sorry, Scourger. It's not a media episode because I had to do plumbing today, which was a lot of fun. Got water splashed to my face, but sink and everything is installed now, which I think the worst part about it is that the water supply lines that I originally used when I installed the sink, the pressure fittings, well, the new thing didn't have these same type of fittings, so I have to go to so I sent my wife to the supply store down the street and to go, you need these type of fittings, and they sent her back going, no, we don't have those. And it's just what? So I drive back to another hardware store and I walk in, grab my hose that I needed, and walked out. I'm just like, how can you not, your hardware store, how can you not have faucet pressure hoses? It was, hey, one, I didn't know the feed line tubes were different, and then two, how do I know that local hardware store wouldn't have the faucets thing they also wouldn't have the pressure tube? It's crap. It's crap. Yeah. Yes. As Scott said, I told you it was a preliminary trip. Yes. I did the awful dad meme of home improvement or DIY stuff. Oh, gotta make another trip. Oh man, yeah, good old. So I also started getting into some Ordinary Gamer. I'd like Muda, don't butt Muda me. Love Muda.
Yeah, he has a lot of very interesting deep dives into not just media or scams, but also like cybersecurity and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's a really nice take. Like I've slept on CoffeeZilla till like I think last week you were talking. It was yeah. I slept. I was like, who CoffeeZilla? I don't know about this guy.
He has a wall of shame of at least 4 people that have been arrested after his investigations.
Impressive. Yeah.
Anything on your end, Reinhold?
Oh, are we talking about just gaming stuff for last
No,
year?
just
or
in general. Just in
general?
anything.
General
Anything.
discoveries. Like if you discovered like a that you had a secret garden in your backyard that your wife never told you about.
Right. It's just anything at all. It doesn't have to be gaming. It's just things that you enjoyed that you found in 2022.
One thing I'm sure I can think of some better things in a few minutes. I'll think about them. But for right now, I got turned on to Call Me Chris, which is a YouTuber and / TikToker who's actually very good. Has a lot of characters and some funny little situations that are pretty hilarious.
Well, I hope you know how to find them outside of TikTok, because they're on
YouTube.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I was watching a show she did with Linus Tech Tips, because they redid her place to do her streaming stuff and everything, and they were making he made a joke about TikTok, and she said, "Oh yeah, we don't get money on TikTok." Apparently, if you go live and somebody donates to you, like gives you a tip on TikTok, you get 20% of that tip. 80% of it goes to TikTok, and because she's in Canada, they don't get anything. As far as
and it's not even money.
like
it's not even money. It's like you have to like buy like cyclones and shit. It's stupid. It's so stupid.
Yeah, you have to buy bits. Oh wait a minute, that's something else.
Wow, and I thought the rates from the Wall Network was awful. Okay? Man,
pretty bad. And then another thing was, so I like watching people play video games from time to time, streaming obviously Twitch and YouTube.
Who does that?
So there's a guy who got started recently doing 7 Days to Die called Tim Ricky. He runs a channel called Guns, Nerds, and Steel, and he's very good. He's not just him doing and playing the game, but he actually starts to make like a story out of it. He does overriding stories. He does great camera shots. The editing is wonderful. He's like up the notch on what you should be doing for content if you're putting it out for doing these episodic video game channels, right? So what he's done is he kind of started out saying, hey, I really liked watching Glock 9 and Jawoodle and these guys, and I wanted to kind of do it too, and he liked editing, and he just dove in and found a talent that a lot of people just don't have in really being able to tell a story and do cinematic editing and shots within the game that make it a huge notch above everybody else, in my opinion.
That's good. Another deep dive person that I started watching recently is a Wendigoon, and he does like a lot of really obscure and weird deep dives into things. So one of the videos he did was like a 3-hour long deep dive into the lost books of the Bible.
Okay.
And the ones that people don't normally talk about, and it's just like the weird obscure ones, which is a very interesting listen. But he also does he's also did like true crime stuff of like there's these 2 kids that got ran over by a train, but all the evidence points to them being not alive before. And this massive many year cover up, and things were getting constantly changed, and prosecutors being told that don't look into this, or by everybody in the state and all this other stuff. It's a trip. It's a really crazy ride, and the fact that that's still not even, that whole situation isn't even done. It's still an ongoing situation. is interesting.
Wow.
Just a short update. They're suspending the game tonight for right now, so I don't know what's going to happen. But
I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Oof. Oof.
It's a very traumatic thing for anybody who's on the field. That's for sure.
So what about you, Harry? Anything else?
So transition to not that.
I'm sorry. It's
I know
a major
it's
thing, and I
there,
just want to comment.
Mhm.
It's
Like,
part of media. It's going to be in the news tomorrow. Trust me,
Oh,
everybody's
for
going to
sure.
be talking about it.
Absolutely.
I'm
But
sure-
yeah, it could be movies, TV shows, anything that you've stumbled upon at this point.
Well,
This
I mean,
year.
Wednesday, of course, was.
Yeah,
We talked about that before, though.
Yeah. Other than that, I discovered that, if I'm on the run for authorities, I should make my own pizza at home. I discovered that.
If you recycle your pizza boxes, this wouldn't happen.
Yeah. You actually can't recycle your pizza boxes, by the way, people. You cannot recycle your pizza boxes.
You can do what I do.
What?
I burn them.
Yes, that is the better way to do it. Just burn it. It's paper. Paper is part of the carbon cycle. Paper, wood, it's perfectly fine to burn. Trees capture it, gets turned back into trees and stuff like that. That's perfectly fine. Remember, the biggest issue is burning fossil fuels, which is deep underground, and that's pulling it from out of the ground and pumping it into the air. That's the problem, because we can't push it back down. Which is the only way, unless you turn like the carbon capture and turn it into plastic and putting it back into the ground. But no one wants to do carbon capture. Carbon is stupid.
Yeah, they won't let me dump my motor oil into the ground anymore. So
I don't know why.
At least I can still burn stuff.
Yeah, it came from the ground, right home.
I know.
It's not like it's been refined, added detergents to it, has contaminants from a car. And it's
it doesn't help that we have well water out here. So people are a little leery to put a bunch of oil around.
That's fair.
It'll help remove your goiter. Okay, all right. Right home looks in the mirror. I got a goiter.
2 inches came.
Look at me.
Yes, nostalgia. 2 inches came.
Yeah, motor oil into the ground 2 inches came. Oh yeah, thanks.
So, something that I did discover this year because of the anime adaptation was Spy X Family, or Spy Family, however you want to call it. Which before it came out, I decided, I wanted to read the manga to see what all the hype was about. And I read the manga and I enjoyed it, and I watched the anime and I also enjoyed it because it's just a great concept of the dad is a spy who is tasked to infiltrate an academy for kids because the head of a state who has nuclear plans has become a hermit and has locked himself away, and he has to infiltrate said school by getting a family, which is a daughter who happens to be a telepath. Yes, I am, and his wife, who happens to be an assassin. And the only person that knows that all of them have powers is the daughter, who is a telepath. So she knows the dad's a spy, and she knows that the mom's an assassin, but nobody knows that any of the full information. It is a great show. Anya, who is the daughter, is basically the best character for anime reaction faces. It is
good meme feel.
She is such a meme character. She has so many reactions that it just becomes her character in and of itself, which is she's like a 3-year-old who lied that she's like a 6-year-old in order to be adopted. So she has the logic of a 3-year-old.
She's 3.
She's like a child. She's not even old enough to go to school.
That's hilarious. Esther, please, says, I just watched Spy X Family. Great show. Everybody watch it. Esther also says, but somehow Anya isn't even the best character in the show. I know, it's the dog.
Yeah. Bond, their dog, his name's Bond because Anya loves this cartoon, which is Bond Man, which is just a spy show, like a classic spy show, and the setting is very much like it's very intuitive and interesting, and all the characters in the show are well performed. Each character has interesting motives, and all of them are very unique. Like the assassin, since she was an assassin for most of her life, she has no domestic skills. And whenever she cooks, she literally poisons the family, and they hate it. And it's a great show. I suggest anybody.
You're not gonna talk about it, brother.
Oh, Yor, who's the assassin, his brother who works for the government, who's hunting the spy dad, and he doesn't know that he's the spy that they're hunting.
Oh, man,
it's
great
so
twist to this show.
It's so well done. The simple fact that this spy organization is willing to throw as much money as humanly possible at this guy to let him get to this family secret. He literally rents out an entire castle. He rents out an entire castle and all the agents to play his daughter's little game of him being Bond Man for her. It's fucking great.
Cheaper than war.
Oh, absolutely! It's cheaper than the nuclear fallout that would happen if this lunatic presses the button.
Esther says the wife can't cook trope is a bit overdone. I get that. I get that, but the way they did it makes sense, and the whole point of her character being basically a ditz, but an actual murderer. This is great. Spike's Family is great. I also read the manga for Kaguya-sama Love is War this year. Which, to sum that up, is imagine the two smartest people you know trying to convince the other one to confess their love to each other. And they're the only two that realize they're playing this ridiculous 8D upside down underwater backgammon. And it's a fantastic comedy show. The way they use the animation is impressive because both the manga and the anime are very distinct things, because the anime really uses animation for all it's worth, especially in the newest season that came out last year. Esther says Reinhold just can't relate.
I mean, yeah, I am talking stuff that Reinhold's like, I don't know what's happening, and I don't care.
I'm sure he knows the wife can't cook trope.
Yeah, I know that clip.
But yeah,
I also know the husband can't do cook trope either. So
yeah,
that's true.
But yeah, it's Kaguya-sama Love is War. It's a great show. Watch the English dub, because the voice actors in the English dub are some of the best dubbing I've heard, especially since they have the show consists of a narrator, and they just let the narrator just go batshit insane to the point where he literally calls one of the characters in the show Best Girl during the show.
Yeah, I kind of want to add, bring Esther onto the show, because Esther can tell us about how he discovered Sword Art Online this year. Oh man, let's see. What's the Spike's Family? That was really good. I think YouTuber I discovered this year because I went to the Arizona, went out hiking, and I needed to learn about hiking in a desert climate. So I do what anybody does: get on YouTube and just look things up. and I could discovered a really cool hiking channel called Miranda on the Outside. It's sponsored by like REI, something like that. So she got some backing from there. She's also a former REI, I believe, but they talk about all the things about hiking, bikepacking, and going out in the woods, stuff like that. Which I learned a whole bunch by watching her channels and videos, and also learned because it's also different going out there in the woods for versus men versus women when it comes to the bathroom. She talks about bathroom stuff a lot, and I had when I did go out there, I will say I have the best bathroom kit out there because I basically have her almost the exact bathroom kit of her. Not everything. There's some things I don't need, so I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't pack that stuff.
Yeah, my pack's slightly later. But I didn't even know they made a backpacking bidet. Okay, all right.
Well,
So
that's interesting.
Yeah, there's an ultralight version where you can screw your smart water bottle on it that you've been drinking out of, and I'm like, I'm good.
No, pass. Hard pass. Hard pass on that one.
Hard pass. I know. I'll carry that. What?
Mhm.
Oh, I'm like, no. That's the weight I'm willing to carry.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the idea of how to poop and pee pee in the woods, or how to do different things, or because I bought my wife a couple of the things like that and I got a couple of the pieces too. It's really interesting stuff. Having so you can actually have fun, because I did go out there when I said I went out and went hiking, I was very prepared for it, and I realized everyone else in my group was not. These ladies were probably going to die out there if we went too far away, I remember got there on the trail hike, and the guy was just underwhelmed with how little the equipment everyone else brought, and then he just sees me walking out of the bathroom, was like, okay, what do you have? And I was like, okay, this black guy from the city on his phone or something like that, he's just gonna have nothing. I've got 4 liters of water, I got food,
I got everything, bro.
I got everything.
I researched. He's like, good. I'm very whelmed by you.
I was like, good. You're second in command.
You're not going to die out here.
Yeah.
Another cohort.
I was gonna say I even saved them because some of them didn't bring sunscreen. My black ass brought sunscreen, travel sunscreen. So they had some, and they put it on, right. But when we got out there, you got there for a while, you're sweating. I was like,
you got more sunscreen? No.
Nope. Sunscreen and ibuprofen. I was ready to go.
Yeah.
It was Yep. Needed my first aid kit because someone ran into a cactus.
Hilarious.
Anyway, sorry.
Never mind. Another discovery I had this year was thanks to you, which was Kindle Unlimited. It has made my mandatory hour-long lunch breaks manageable, because having an hour-long lunch break feels like an eternity compared to the last job I had, which was 15 minutes for lunch. And now I have to take a whole hour, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do for an hour.
Kindle Unlimited is where it's at.
Yeah, exactly. I just pull up a book. All right, I have this hour. I'm gonna read 5 chapters of this book real quick while I'm sitting here idly, trying to get through this day. I read a bunch of books that way.
Pull right on out because that.
Yeah, that's fair. I read a bunch of books that way this year, mostly because it's easy way to just read a book.
Oh yeah, it's easy.
Oh yeah. Another thing that I feel like I have to mention just for my own mind is the manga that started either at the end of last year or the beginning of this year, that is still currently being updated, called The Summer That You Were Here. I'm not gonna go too much into detail about it, because I might actually end up having that on my honorable mention list when we do the honorable mention media stuff.
Yeah, we'll get there.
But I will say that if it sticks the landing, no light novels, thank God. But I will say that if The Summer That You Were Here sticks the landing, it will solidly be in the top 10 of the manga I've read. and it's just very well written, and the characters are very well done, and understanding the emotional aspects of how these characters interact with one another. So if it sticks the landing, it will definitely be high up there, and if it doesn't, I will be very, very disappointed.
That's like most media, isn't it? As long as it sticks the landing. I mean, Game of Thrones had a great start. Good characters, blah blah blah, and then
one of these days,
as long as it's like a mediocre, like even if it's a mediocre ending, it wouldn't be the worst. It wouldn't just be in my top 10. I'm okay with it just ending out a mediocre ending instead of it, as long as it's not a flaming car crash of misery like Game of Thrones or certain other series, or J.K. Rowling's political views.
So it's always good when the
stay off for turf, man.
Just I don't know.
Or her movies, the Fantastic Beasts movies. That's just not even a thing anymore.
I think I discovered in 2022 that Tim Burton can do stuff without Danny DeVito and Johnny Depp. Okay, all right.
You say that he's gonna be there.
Season 2. I know. Get the top. Get the top, Matt. Get the top.
You did Big Fish. What are you talking about?
I have to ask. I didn't watch Wednesday. Was Helena Bonham Carter in it?
Oh, season 2. Watch. No,
she's definitely gonna have to be
season 2. Season 2. Johnny Depp is gonna get Danny DeVito. God. Oh man.
Because Helena Bonham Carter at the very minimum is like his staple and everything.
There's a reason for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's great, and they used to date, yes, but even after their breakup, she was still in all of his shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's awesome. Okay. I just watched people reacting to Fight Club last night. I'm like, it's like she's perfect.
Let's as long as they don't turn her into the Red Queen again, which was definitely something.
See, that wasn't her fault, I don't think. No. The acting side of things, you know what I'm saying?
No. The Alice in Wonderland movie.
I didn't watch that.
Yeah, they made Helena Bonham Carter into the Red Queen, but they made her head 4 times bigger than her body. What? And dude, it's so bad.
I slept on it.
It's bad, dude. It's bad.
Yeah, it was the start of the end of the good years, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that was when the dry years were coming along, and then now he's kind of back out of it. He's with what he did with Wednesday. He's redeeming himself.
Oh wow!
He's getting back.
Yeah, dude, it's bad.
Oh wow!
Her design is so bad.
Who greenlit that?
Disney.
I see what they were trying to go with, but no.
Well, because if you look at the card, I mean, look at a queen on the card. The queen's got this big head, and they're trying to replicate that. But
yes,
yeah, I don't know. You get a different actress at that point because she just her facial structure and body can't really pull that off. Whereas a Gwendolyn Christie would have been probably good at it, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, this is just I had was watching different shows, and my wife never believed me though. And I kept telling her Christina Ricci is actually really short. She's like, "What are you talking about?" I think the best movie that shows it is Penelope, which my wife has never watched. And I was watching it the other day with my daughter. It's just look, she's short. And it's awesome, because Christina Ricci has a whole film series which she can't share that she doesn't share with the public, but she tells people about it that she has it. And if you're close friends with her, you get to see these cool photos. But she has these really cool photos of will Christina fit in things. So as she travels around, she tries to fit in the things, because how small she is. So she has fit into the overhand compartment in an airplane, different suitcases, stuff like that. It's right, yeah, but she doesn't release these to the public. So it's
of course not.
I know. It's
she was wearing pretty thick boots on Wednesday, so
everyone was probably wearing thick boots.
So was
Yeah.
Literally,
yeah.
you
I was
sign
watching-
on to a Tim Burton movie, he gives you those boots.
Yeah, you get boots out of
directly.
Gwendolyn Christie didn't have them.
She didn't look yet.
She towered over everybody in that show, man. It was great.
I know, and
she had them, but he made her take them off because it made her too tall.
She did say it was the first time she felt pretty in a movie, beautiful in a movie or whatever.
That's awesome. But what you're like, I loved her character for it through the series. I loved it. I did have to look up like how tall she really is in real life, and I realized it's like, wow, she kind of towers over me, especially if she put heels on. You know, I would have to put my goth boots on to like see her eye to eye. Which, yes, I have big, thick, massive like boots when I go to Goth Club. About that, yeah. So when I'm walking around Gothman, I'm 6'6".
You stand next to her so that way you can feel what it's like to be me on an average daily basis.
Well, how much space was there between your goth outfit and, let's say, someone from Kiss with the boots and everything?
Probably no white face paint and
no white face paint, no massive shoulder pads, stuff like that. It's a completely different aesthetic. Yeah, I have a different aesthetic.
Nothing against those. Nothing
against Kiss. Okay, but I think I'm closer to Dr. Frankenfurter than I am to Kiss in my goth outfit.
That's fair.
Are you wearing the same thing, or
so I'm close.
A little bit more?
A little bit more, a little bit more, and less in some areas. Yeah. Yeah. If I'm not drinking, I will wear my corset. If I am drinking, I'm not wearing a corset.
What about Channing Tatum in This Is the End? Something like that.
If I had Channing Tatum's body, yeah,
absolutely,
I'd wear that. If I was ripped
like that. I was talking to my mom Christmas Eve, and we were just chatting about stuff, and she was talking about, I've got these movies I want to watch, and she asked me, she says, on her list of movies she wants to watch, she said she's watching this channel, and they were giving like the top 20 movies that are out right now, so she's thinking about watching some of them. And one of them, she said, was This Is the End. And my mom is not the most, she doesn't like seeing too much amorous stuff inside of shows, and grossness is horrible for her. She doesn't like that. And I'm like, you know what? This Is the End is a great movie. You may find it's a bit rough for you. And she's also very religious, by the way. Find this movie just a little bit rough. You might want to watch a trailer first. And she's like, really? It looked really, they said it was a really good movie. I said, no, it's hilarious.
Yes, but not for you.
You may not find it so funny.
Not everybody finds Michael Cera being a total dickhead for no reason funny.
Well, not just that. Jonah Hill and his little thing with the demon and stuff. I think that was probably a little.
Yeah.
Now watching, the girl from Hogwarts, I can't remember her name now. Emma Watson. So I keep on saying Emma Stone, and I know it's not Emma Stone, so it's Emma Watson. But watching her go full Bonzo and those guys was great.
Worth the price of admission.
When you get Danny McBride and James Franco and those guys in a movie together, and let them just go crazy, they're going to go crazy.
Yeah. In an IP, we don't have any like weight to,
Right, exactly. We don't
Green Hornet. Anyway, no, I don't have my glam rock outfit anymore, Esther. I don't have that. But if I can convince the rest of the low key crew to, put our glam rock outfits on and jam out, of course, I have to get. Come on, it'd be great. It'd be great. We'll just do a jam session. We'll have to bring in Brian Wubba. Brian.
Terrible.
Brian, ethnic last name from Enemy of Enemy podcast. Yeah, he's got tons of instruments. He can help us play. I'm sure he's got a like a glam rock outfit out there. Yes, BC does already has a hand for it, and oh yeah.
So, is there anything
you
guys are looking forward to for this year?
Yes, I am. TikTok getting banned. Woo! Go by TikTok.
I thought it'd been banned once already. It was like taken off of the Play Store and all that crap.
Back of the Play Store, but hidden in the gigantic omnibus spending bill was the banning of TikTok.
Yeah.
Well, good luck, because it's how do you ban that? I mean, I guess they banned online poker, so I guess there's probably a way they could do it. But
yeah, well, like the first
they don't have the legal authority to do it, but they're going to do it anyway. So.
Well, the first things they do is they're going to ban it from like government employees first.
Yeah.
And they just kindly, slowly
way down.
See what
I
they
know
do.
Indiana has passed something about that too. So blocking it for government stuff. Yeah.
Which everyone I like people talking about it because it's like, yes, but every application has the information that TikTok has. The only problem people have an issue with it because it's ran by the CCP. That's it.
Yep.
That's it. But Google, Apple, every little app, I feel like all has the exact same information. So I bet we work on something like that. No, I'm hopeful for 2023. What do you got, Vincent?
Oh well, this year I have, of course, mine's mostly gaming and anime. In the gaming side is a Resident Evil 4 remake that's coming out this year. I'm hopeful for it because I played the Resident Evil 2 remake, which was really well done, and I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as they keep it not as short and an obvious add-on like the Resident Evil 3 remake was, which was meant to be a part of the Resident Evil 2 remake, but they just made its own standalone game for full price because, money.
They're going to break up all the sessions of Resident Evil 6. Watch. Anyways.
I mean, at least you could buy the one that matters and throw the rest in the trash.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
There's that. There is the second part of the Final Fantasy VII remake supposed to come out at the end of the year.
Oh, nice.
And the new the new Fire Emblem game comes out this month, which I'm definitely going to pick up because I love Fire Emblem. The tactics strategy games are always interesting to me. And then on the anime side, something that's also coming out in 2 days is the Magical Revolution of the reincarnated princess and the genius young lady, which it honestly has very well done fantasy world building without it being too ridiculous and too generic. Because I've been reading the manga as it's been coming out, and I've been excited to share it with somebody like Escalja who will not watch it unless he will not read it. He'll only watch anime. And also, even though the endings burned me so hard, the final episode stuck in my craw. Jobless Reincarnation Season 2 should be out this year as well, which as a show up until the final episode was really, really good. The final episode brought it down a whole point, but but it has potential to be a very good series to keep an eye on.
That's cool.
Something that came out last year that I was surprised to hear about just recently, and it's going to. It was a good thing and a bad thing at the same time, and that was the release of the new version of Rocksmith. Which, if you remember the Rocksmith 2014, which was you get your own guitar, you tune it, you plug it into the computer, and they can read the tones, and it can help teach you how to play guitar. And it's actually helped a lot of people. As a streamer on Twitch who's learned how to play guitar playing that game, and he just does it every night, and he's got a lot of energy, and he's really loud, he's really good. So they released this. They had a beta for it. I got into the beta, but the beta lasted 3 days, and before I could get into it, they'd canceled it already. So I thought, oh, this is going nowhere. Nothing's going to happen. And then I just find out that in September they released the new Rocksmith. The only problem is It's an online only subscription game now. Like you have to pay a subscription to play it, and you have to be connected online when you're playing it.
Oof.
And I'm like, if I'm going to pay a subscription fee to a service that's teaching me how to play guitar, do I pay them or do I just go back to Jam Play, which is the preeminent place you go learn how to play guitar, the monthly fee, you know? I don't know. Just
yeah, it's unfortunate. It's the last vestiges of the what was it? Live service games.
Yeah, live service.
A lot of them have been dying, especially last year with, the Avengers game dying and the Babylon's Fall, which was the Platinum Games live service game, whatever, is crashing and burning and dying.
Yep, and all the other studios who went off to try to do their own launcher, now back on Steam.
Yeah, exactly.
Back, losers.
Yeah, Command 3 is on Steam again, so that's good. Even though I had bought it on the EA site, so
yeah, everything.
But you have to go, for the new Rocksmith, you have to go to their site and I can't remember Ubisoft. It's Ubisoft, so you have to go there.
It's probably like licensing.
The thing is too is they're like you can get a monthly fee at this price, or you can get a good discount. Plus, since I'm a 2014 owner, I get like 6 months free if I pay for a year. So that try it for a month and see if you like it first thing goes away. So to get that deal,
just create another account.
Frustrating.
We know you have extra emails. Just create another account.
I might have an email or two out there somewhere.
I got domains to spare. All right.
I can give you 4 emails right now. Just tell me which domain you want it on. I have a email spitter right here.
I got an email right now that I like using for spam. It's called manager@kjthings.com. It's one of my favorite ones to use. It's just like, boom. I like to use that one. It's my favorite. Manager.
Yeah. Besides the TikTok thing here, is there anything you're looking forward to next year?
Oh, man, I am looking forward to TikTok crashing and burning. I really hate the site, not because it's ran by because it's ran by CCP. That's the reason I hate it. I think I hate the CCP. F the little bastards. The one thing I'm looking forward to is hopefully in 2023 we can get each other and do our big show on Fridays live at the Stream House, because we should be getting internet there this week actually, if everything goes according to plan. It's having a recording, everything's on schedule, but hopefully one of these Fridays we can convince Ryan to drive out. We got 12 months, we got 12 tries. 12 months, 12 tries. Get Ryan Hold out there. We'll do the big show out there, which I think doing at the studio will probably get more people. I think we probably get more people from the network to want to show up, because there's a lot of them that don't want to sit at home and record. I know, like Tan and the rest of them didn't want to like that, but if they could come in person and get in front of the microphone, we'd be more than happy to show up. So,
which is fair.
Yeah, should be fine.
And I love y'all, but doing this from home is so much easier.
Which is fair.
That's why I said one. Just give me one rental, and I'll make sure there's no like big show the next Saturday. So you're used to driving to there, Saturday morning, but instead you do it a Friday evening.
Well, the next month or two will determine a lot of things with what's going on with Heather, so we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna hold my hope and my dreams. I'm gonna hold on to that.
You're gonna hold that cope.
Yep.
And huff it. Huff that hopium.
Yep. I just want to and then we can get producer Paul hooked up, so I don't have to sit here and do hit the
the cope button.
Cope.
The Copeland button.
Cope. Yeah. Create these stupid banners off the side, something like that. I look forward to all those different things that we'll get to do here in the future for Loki network, on the wall network, Loki wall. I look forward to it. There's other things I'm looking forward to this year. Other than that, because there's a lot of different we got some really cool books that I really want to chew through. I got Adventures in Numberland for Christmas, and I can't wait to read this. But I've got to finish like stupid sci-fi book that someone gave me first. Like, done with this stupid.
My novel isn't stupid, Harry.
Once I get through that, I can get back to the real hard science. It'd be fun. All right,
Reinhold, anything else you're looking forward to?
I mean, I'd like to see what happens to Twitter. If they bring back Vine, then maybe that'll take care of TikTok, but we'll see if that happens. But the whole thing is just a popcorn love fest, right? I just sit there with a can of popcorn or a bucket of popcorn and just have a lot of fun watching that train wreck play itself out.
Well, at least it's popcorn, or I can pick you up some chicken from the famous chicken restaurant here in Indianapolis at 42nd and Post Road. AKA, that's one of the few times I actually said 42nd and Post, because I usually be saying Deuce and Post. It's a very bad part of Indianapolis. If you're there, your door should be locked. Your safety on your gun should be off. I like to drive with my Glock under my thigh and hand on it.
Look, that mouse is a paying customer. Good shit.
You know, yeah, it's perfectly fine. If you haven't seen those videos online, I recommend looking it up. It's also worth a look. Right.
Oh, and there was one bad thing that happened last year. The Edwards Drive-In shut down.
Why? Why would you bring that back up?
We're supposed to be doing things from the last year, right? So
not that
happened.
Best,
sad about
best,
the best.
positive.
No,
we're in
roses,
positive mode. Right
Positive
now.
mode? I didn't know it was all
Positive
positive.
mode. That's why it's
Roses,
best
no
discoveries and hype, where it's all joyous, and it's one of those things like, here's all these cool things I want to talk about. You guys are like, let's watch the Schadenfreude of other things burn, and it's like,
It still haunts me to this day. It's depressing.
I
Still
know.
depresses me.
I feel like I failed. I failed. I failed Edwards Drive-In.
No, I moved away. I was eating there every other day, so it was my fault for moving. So I used to live right down the street. I mean, I grew up there. I grew up on that thing. But
Yeah, it used to be something my dad would take me to go to computer shows. We'd go to like Edwards Drive-In. Other restaurants too, but like it was there. Like, let's go to Edwards Drive-In. It's fun. I can remember beer float. You know, I know.
the old jukebox,
Yep.
the old 50 cents.
Now, like, granted, like supposed to have that food truck that pops around once in a while.
Yeah, I've seen it pop up like 4 or 5 times this summer, and then I haven't heard anything about it since.
Yeah, me either. Which, you know, it's fine. Other places have, you know, tenderloins too, but it's not the same. But like, all right, so like so Edwards Drive-In. For the people that don't know, you're not an Indianapolis native. This is not your thing, or you're uncool like Vincent and don't go to cool places.
I never said I didn't go. I'm just, again, I'm very much an indifferent person.
Edwards is a drive-in, like an
Was.
All right, old school drive-in, like with your car. And you got I remember I used to take like car builds I would get like and go there and get the tray on the side of the car, just like mug and bun.
They come out. The waitresses come out and put the tray on your window. I mean, oh man, that's just an experience you just don't get.
Yeah, like if you've gone to Sonic, right? It's close, but you don't have the tray on. You're sitting there like a pleb with your food on your lap and stuff. Yeah. I don't know.
If you go inside, there was a old kind of Wurlitzer rebuilt jukebox. You could play all these 50s songs on it, and you could buy their root beer by the gallon and take it home with you. And they had hot dogs and tenderloins and all kinds of good stuff there. It was all just a nice little 50s place.
It was featured on Man versus Food.
Yeah, they got car shows there every summer.
Yep.
So
Yep.
It was just a nice place to hang out and remember the nostalgia days of the 50s. And now it's a breakfast place called Happy Days Breakfast, modeled after the show Happy Days, which is depressing to see.
That's
That
depressing.
is the
Wait,
that
this
is
isn't Wisconsin.
the most troll thing.
This is not Wisconsin.
It's so troll.
No, I know.
Oh, it is amazing.
My mom said she went there once to eat, and she was not excited about it. I haven't been there since it closed down and reopened, so it stinks because it was a family thing, and then when the original people, their kids had it, and then their kids had it, and then their kids decided they couldn't do it anymore because I think COVID put them down pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
Hit them hard, yeah,
Yeah.
because they were paying people, and and if you're expecting, especially if you did updates to your building and had built things and contracts, you need the cash flow, and they needed the track.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
And they were coming back. That was a thing. I remember when they closed down for the COVID thing and they opened back up, and then they were like, we're going to be open like on this Tuesday or something like that. And they got just swarmed. They're like, we're out of food, and they would be closing down on weekends. They'd have to close early on some weekends because they couldn't get enough food in for these people. And
supply chains really messed that up too.
Yep.
No matter how open you were trying to be, the supply chains with COVID just.
I don't know. It's
had to bring some thorns up, huh?
This
Right.
is supposed to be hype for this year, and it's like here's just sadness just dumped on top of you for no reason.
Hey, this is me. This is who I am. I'm a ball of sadness that walks around in everybody's lives.
All right, hold. Yeah.
It's not a
Um,
ball of sadness. It's just more of a. I understand where you're coming from and reminiscing on nostalgia, but the fact that you didn't have anything that you're looking forward to at all this year except for Twitter burning.
No, I didn't say Twitter
TikTok
burning. Twitter could succeed tremendously. They bring back Vine, they kill off TikTok, they could explode and become a great thing. But they could also crash and burn. And I think that ride is going to be hilarious to watch because it is not going to go smoothly either way. It's going to be boom, boom, boom. It's going to be just a ball of just fun to watch.
It's a huge boon for if they bring back Vine and TikTok goes down. Huge boon for Twitter. But I don't think Twitter's going to go down or burn this year as long as you don't do something stupid, like really, really dumb.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think it's going to be it's not going to be the same thing it was, but there's really nothing stepping up to replace it yet for what it is, and that's really a place for people to go to get information from reporters.
Yeah,
or from their favorite music people, or TV stars or movie stars, whatever, right? So that's what it's for right now. Now, if those people find that Mastodon works and they start going to it, then maybe Mastodon takes over. I don't know. But there's really no place else to do that other than like True Social, which nobody's going to go to that's going to leave Twitter. They're not going to go there, and Minds is pretty much, I haven't even heard anybody talk about Minds for over a year. So, there's some other places, but
I'm shocked that Mastodon is in the conversation and is seen as the viable alternative. Have
you seen their numbers? Their numbers are jumping up.
Warms my heart. Like, what are these people doing? I remember like before that, I could bring up Mastodon and like I literally feel like if Spangle wanted to throw something at me, like, I'm not getting on that stupid thing. It's dumb. Place is dumb. Look, you could have been there. We could have been here. We could have been over there. But hey, it's fine. It's fine. This is fine. Everything is fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now that Ryan Hunt has brought the thorns, I'm going to end this episode before it gets too long in the tooth. a couple of announcements before we do this, because people who are listening this far in the episode, you guys are true fans. You are amazing. But just a reminder, this is a live show that you're listening to. If you're listening to this on a podcast, please decide to tune in on Mondays at 9:00 Eastern Standard Time on YouTube or Twitch to find us. It's twitch.tv/we are libertarians, and YouTube. I forget the YouTube vanity link. Do we have a vanity link? I don't know.
I don't know if you have enough to get one yet. I don't have enough followers or interest.
I don't know. Spangle hurts our YouTube channel because it's with his fake live. Also, don't forget to degrade Dear Leader and tell them how much you hate his fake live and tell them to please stop. We have agreed to do another long show on the 20th, right? The 20th. Because I thought Friday the 13th would be great, but one of us is busy.
Yeah.
So we're going to do it on the 20th, the Friday after that, which should be fun. Which hopefully we should be able to do at least Vincent and I at the studio. We've got to get the headsets working so Brian will get video in, but we should have plenty of time if we can get internet there this week to get all those kinks ironed out. Yeah, worked out before that happens.
Let Chris figure it out. He'll get it for you. Right?
Oh yeah. 5 minute task. 5 minutes.
5 minutes total.
Pop it right in. That'd be good.
5 minutes.
Five minutes. It's just a 2-month task at this point.
Yeah, 2 months. 2 months later. Yeah, so yeah, that'll be up and running there. So let's see. What else? The announcement I have. For right now, that's about it. Everything else, just heighten our power level, keeping things here. So thank you for everyone. You can listen to anything in the world, but you decided to listen to this and that. I thank you. So have a good one. Everyone say goodbye.
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 All right.